Okay guys, you ready?
Yes. Ready.
So, we are going to be exploring the Enneagram today. And the Enneagram is essentially a personality theory. I want to explore if the Enneagram is false or potentially incorrect based off of claims, because it's very easy to spread misinformation in our day and age. And I want you guys to not answer out loud, but to think about the research that I've done to back up the Enneagram. And I'm going to be talking about the types. So the Enneagram is essentially the theory of the Enneagram is that your type is gained in your childhood based off of a traumatic event, which means that the central theme of your Enneagram is how you wanted to protect yourself, how you've grown to protect yourself from those childhood events. The Enneagram is reliable in the sense that once you know your personality type, you can also explore other people's personality types. And this helps you to cooperate better with coworkers, classmates, and it helps you gain empathy over people and situations. You don't have to assume things based off of your own thought processes, but you'll be able to think more on their thought processes. I think everyone should participate in and learn about the Enneagram because of the personal and societal benefits that would be gained. A quote from Anna Sutton on the Enneagram Journal is that research is a way to keep different practitioners centered around the basis of the Enneagram, building our understanding certainly, but building on the same foundation so that our knowledge can be shared rather than fragmented. My main points are there are 9 Enneagram types, and I have 3 main points. So 3 types for 3 categories. The first category being the body center, the second category being the heart center, and the third category being the head center. Every type has an overarching fear. It is theorized that your type is, again, based on your childhood traumatic events. I'll go over the challenges, the strengths, and the overarching fear of every type. And I want you guys to think about what type you are and what type your friends, your family might be. So the first center is the body center. The body center is related about being in the present, being in your body. The Enneagram Singapore says, when we are not present, we lose the sense of confidence, fullness, and existing. So the first type is type 1, the perfectionist. The perfectionist is responsible and hardworking, and these are very good strengths. They seem exactly how they sound, perfect on the outside. They might have a great life schedule, good plans for the future. They might have good grades. They might be an overachiever. And this can also be a very intense struggle for them because they can be overly critical, not just of themselves, but of others. And that can really challenge your mentality and your self-worth. Their overarching fear is not being a good person. The second type on this list is type 8. So they're out of order. But type 8 is the challenger. The challenger is very good at arguing, debating. They're competitive. They are courageous. And they are also, they can be angry. They can be dominating in their challenging. They can be competitive. Their ultimate fear is being controlled, which is why sometimes they might end up controlling others in the process. The third type on this list is type 9, the peacemaker. The peacemaker is a mediator. They are very good at going with the flow. They're adaptable. They go with what others want rather than what they want. And they're very non-judgmental. They're very easy to talk around and to open up to. But the peacemaker can also be indecisive, and that can be very difficult because they just want what everyone else wants, and sometimes they lose a sense of their own identity because they're not deciding things for themselves. Their ultimate fear is losing connection with others. So my next point is the heart center. The heart center is emotions-based. These people are going to rely a lot on their intuition. So the first type on this list is type 2, the helper. The helper is very generous. They are very sacrificial when it comes to other people. But because of that, they can be people pleasers. And that can be very difficult in regards to their self-worth, because that comes around to their ultimate fear, which is being unloved. Because they don't find worth in themselves if they're not loved by others. The next type on this list is type 3, the achiever. The achiever is very practical and efficient. They're probably the most logical type out of the heart types. They have great ambitions and they have set goals, set plans, they're organized, but they can be overworked. They will work themselves to the bone and really struggle with burnout. Their fear is being worthless, and that is why they try to achieve so many things. Type 4, the individualist. The individualist might seem very quiet at first, very closed off and reserved. They are very creative. Most individualists, most people who are type 4, are artists, but not all of them. But they can also be really self-absorbed because this type really struggles with believing that they're so unique that there's no one else like them. That can struggle with loneliness, and that results to their ultimate fear, which is not having an identity, because they really want to be unique. My next point is the head center. The head center is very logic-based. So these types are all typically scholarly and intelligent and strategic. Type 5, the investigator. The investigator is once again very scholarly. They're very respectful people. They do lots of research, but that can lead them to be isolated and detached from others. Their fear is being useless. Type 6, the loyalist. The loyalist is also very strategic. They might seem intimidating at first because they tend to have trust issues. But once you have a loyalist on your side, they tend not to leave. The weakness of a loyalist is that they can be very pessimistic. And their fear is being abandoned. Type 7, the enthusiast. The enthusiast is very imaginative and creative, and they always have great ideas. But this can become a struggle whenever those ideas become unrealistic or unachievable. Their fear is being deprived of those ideas and those thoughts and that creative process. So, in conclusion, everyone should participate in and learn about the Enneagram because of the personal and societal benefits that would be gained. The main points are, again, the body center, the heart center, and the head center. What do you think, guys? Is the Enneagram theory credible? I'll end on this quote. The Enneagram is a personality theory that characterizes 9 distinct strategies by which the human psyche develops a worldview and relates to the self and others. This is by Morgan Alexander and Brent Schnifke by Psychiatry Online. Do you now know what your Enneagram type is?